Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, October 17th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Spectacular weekend, man. Had a visit with the kid from North Carolina. She came up. We did a trip to the sailboat show, which is open until 5 p.m. today. And we spent a day at the Ren Fest. Sold out for the rest of the season, but I'll take that. All in all, a great weekend for me. Hope it was for you. All right, we do have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? An Anne Arundel County police officer has had his police powers suspended after he was arrested in Baltimore for second-degree assault. Because this is Baltimore City, we don't have a ton of information, but we did learn from county police that they became aware of the arrest on Thursday and that an officer, T. Thomas, who is assigned to the Community Services Bureau, has had his police powers suspended and has been reassigned to an administrative capacity while all this gets resolved. Officer Thomas is a 2-year veteran of the force. A teacher was hit by a car during a morning drop-off at the Monarch Academy on Capitol Drive in Annapolis on Friday. A parent was dropping off their child when they accidentally struck the teacher who was assisting with the process. She was taken to shock trauma in Baltimore and released later on in the day. Obviously, the school sent home a letter advising parents to please use extra caution while dropping off or picking up children, and also said that they're going to have counselors available to anyone that may need to speak with one. And speaking of schools, fingers crossed this morning for Dr. Bedell's partial solution to the bus shortage problem. Somehow this tube of toothpaste is being squeezed, and they have found a way to serve 37 bus routes that had not been served before without new buses or without new drivers. Things can change, of course, so you want to check out aacps.org/buses for the latest. And I'll tell you, if Dr. Bedell legitimately was able to find 37 routes in the first 6 weeks of school that the entire transportation department couldn't find in 2 years, one has to wonder how fouled up this system really is. Some silly election news. A group aligned with the Dan Cox campaign, calling themselves the Maryland Voter Integrity Group, says that they will want to examine all ballots and to do their own manual count to make sure that the machines are reading the votes correctly and there are no hidden algorithms. Governor Hogan and Democratic candidate Wes Moore have both said that they have the utmost confidence in the machines and the system in place. Meanwhile, Republican candidate Dan Cox has refused to say whether he would accept the results of the election. More election news, and this is purely to make sure that you are informed. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Maryland Hall, there will be a county executive debate put on by the Capitol and the Anne Arundel County Chamber of Commerce. It is free, but they would like you to register, and you can do that at marylandhall.org. And on Wednesday, up in the Dena at Our Lady of the Chesapeake Church on Ventnor Road, the Greater Pasadena Council will host a candidate forum for U.S. Congressional District Number 3, District 31 for both delegate and state senator, county executive, and sheriff. It gets underway at 7 p.m. and is expected to last for about 2 hours. That is free. There is no registration required. Sports news. Let's just suffice to say that the Ravens and the midshipmen both figured out ways to snatch defeat from the hands of victory. Although the star of that Navy SMU game was probably the SMU mascot pony that caused a 15-minute delay of game because he pooped all over the field. Up next for the midshipmen, Houston this Saturday at noon. We will be there. Make sure you're following us. I do hope you caught the local business spotlight on Saturday with Parry and Lucky Bird Tattoo. Coming up on Saturday is Betsy from Scout and Molly's. And if you want to get in on some tickets to see either Crystal Bauer Sox tomorrow or Firefall in their trio form on Thursday at Ram's Head on Stage, we do have a contest on our All Annapolis Facebook page that closes at 6 p.m. tonight. It's a pretty simple one. You might score a pair of great seats to see either of those shows. Okay, that is a wrap. Thank you, first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services, Scout and Molly's, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company. And now Anne Alsina from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report. And of course, we have George Young from DCMDVA Weather here with your locally forecast weather. All that coming up in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, October 17th. It was a very nice weekend for the Annapolis region with plenty of sun and warm temps in the upper 60s to mid-70s each day. But a cold front moving through today will bring changes that will last into the weekend. Look for a few rain showers and mostly cloudy skies today, with temps staying around 70 degrees, 4 p.m. highs as a cold front then moves through from west to east, bringing much cooler air with it, along with ample sunshine, with sunny highs Tuesday and Wednesday in the mid to upper 50s, followed by upper 50s to maybe lower 60s in spots Thursday, with low to mid 60s then each day Friday through Sunday. And it'll be very chilly in the mornings Tuesday through Thursday with widespread 30s for all of Anne Arundel County, with a chance of frost each morning, especially Thursday, as lows could get down into the mid-30s. So we'll have to keep an eye out for frost advisories, though it doesn't yet look like the area will get down to the freezing mark this week. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
Hi, I'm Kristi Neidhardt. Gearing up for the Bay Bridge Run Walk, I figured if I was going to walk, then why not do it for a cause? And why not bring along some friends, too? I reached out to my Stacy Nicholson of C&R Insurance and Dale Watson of Alpha Engineering, and they said yes, but why stop there? So we're putting out an official challenge to other and listeners to join forces with us.
So we'll walk for a cause Sunday, November 13th. All funds raised will support backpacks for kids, Christmas for children, and diapers for babies. These programs make a difference in the lives of people throughout our community.
We invite you to walk with us. Join Team Walk the Walk Foundation, and registration is free. Visit WTWF.org to register and learn more. Already registered? No problem. You can still join our Walk the Walk fundraising team.
What's that website again?
WTWF.org.
Together we can rock this walk. Who's in?
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Bad news keeps driving stock prices lower. We had a bit of a market rebound on Thursday before the markets declined further on Friday, leading to a loss for the week. Core CPI, or the Consumer Price Index, when calculated without the volatile food and energy sectors, rose again by 0.6% last month to 6.6% year over year. A large portion of the increase is housing costs, as the cost of shelter continues to increase. Continued inflation indicates the Fed, or Federal Reserve Bank, will most likely increase rates again in November and December. We could be looking at a recession or 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth or contraction in the economy. Unemployment remains low and job openings are still high, so this recession may not trigger large job losses and layoffs. If you're worried and still working, continue to build emergency savings and pay down variable interest rate debt. If you have a home equity or other credit line, see if it can be locked into a fixed rate. And keep investing and stay invested. The focus while you are working is on buying shares. And right now, you can buy about 20% more shares with every paycheck. If you can't help yourself and you have to look at your statements as they arrive over the next 2 weeks, don't look at the dollar amount. Look at the number of shares you have and compare that to the number you had last quarter. The positive side of rising interest rates is that savings accounts are slowly starting to pay a bit more interest. And inflation means that Social Security and other pension payouts that are linked to inflation will be increasing in January. In fact, Social Security recipients are getting a double bonus as Medicare premiums are declining $5.20. A twist there is the hold harmless rule. In a normal year, both Social Security income and Medicare costs increase. Some years, for some recipients, the Medicare increase is more than their Social Security increase, meaning their take-home would be less. Under the hold harmless rule, their Social Security check doesn't decline, it just stays flat. If this has happened multiple times, the entire increase this January may be taken by the previous Medicare premium increases. Your action item this week is a little strange. If you're at the store and see something you want, a new throw pillow, holiday decoration, coffee mug, pick it up. Carry it around the store with you, then put it back where you found it. The action of holding it and carrying it around with you gives your brain the same dopamine hit as actually buying it. If you want to ramp up savings, go home and transfer the money you would have spent into your savings account. We have some great educational events coming up, so be sure to follow us on Facebook and check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisory Group, a registered investment advisor. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices around managed may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Ready for a new look for those end-of-summer parties? Come see us at Scout and Molly's. I'm Betsy Abraham. My mom and I own and operate this great little boutique at the Annapolis Town Center. After spending the last 2 years shopping online, come enjoy a fun, in-person shopping experience with a bonus, real customer service. We'd love to help you pick out the perfect outfit for back-to-school Annapolis boat shows and nights out with your friends. Scout and Molly's, Annapolis Town Center. Thanks for shopping local.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.